morning, Hojo staff, students, and families. Ya'ateyabena. We're ready to start our announcements. Please stand. Place your right hand up on your head. If you have a hat or a hood, take it off. Place your right hand over your heart. Eyes are on the flag. Voices are off. Bodies are still. And we say the pledge together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Good morning, everybody, and hopefully this gets posted in the morning. Yesterday we had such trouble trying to get our announcements loaded up. It took about 5 hours for us to load our announcements, and we didn't even get them on the YouTube channel yet. So hopefully today, we've changed a few things around. Hopefully today goes a little more smoothly. So let's see. First things, let's listen to some music. All right, here we go. Let's see if you remember this one from, it's a little more recent. Okay, friends, do you remember the name of the piece that we were listening to? Think back, it's not that long ago. Did you say the Blue Danube or the Blue Danube Waltz? You're correct. And who was the composer of that piece? Johann Strauss II? Is that what you said? You're trying to remember? Good job if you remembered that one. Okay, let's go back to one that's a little more familiar, one we've listened to many times. Tell me what you're listening to here. Okay, friends, do you remember the name? Let's do the name of the composer, and then if we can remember that, then you'll remember the name of the piece. Who was the composer? Did you say Pachelbel? So if it's Pachelbel, then what's the piece that we're listening to? Pachelbel's Canon. That's right. Good job, everybody. Okay, we're still trying to get that music uploaded for us so that you guys can sit at home and enjoy that. Maybe share it with your families and quiz each other and see if you can remember who can remember the most pieces. Hopefully we can get that loaded up there for you to practice. So for art, behind my left shoulder, there's a piece of art, and I'd bring it closer except that I'm afraid it would tip over. So if you can see that there, hopefully, think back, and I'll give you a clue. If you can't remember off the top of your head, it has to do with one of the seasons. Do you remember now? So it's Primavera, which means spring, and it is by Botticelli. That's right. Nice job, everybody. Hey, we do have one birthday today. Samaya Ray is having a birthday today, so happy birthday to you. So for a poem today, what I thought we would do, since we've been talking about the Declaration of Independence, that I would share with you a poem. I'm not sure if it's a 5th grade poem or a 6th grade poem, but it's The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. So I'm going to read to you this poem, and I want you to think about how she's talking about the difference between a caged bird and a free bird. Okay, so The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. A free bird leaps on the back of the wind and floats downstream till the current ends, and dips his wing in the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But a bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade wind soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on a dawn-bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on the distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. That's a powerful poem, and if you have time, go ahead and Google that and look it up maybe and read it over again and share it with your family and talk about that poem and how people who are free versus people who are not free. And again, remember how we talked about nature and how poets sometimes use things in nature to give us an image to understand, so we can say there's a difference between somebody who is free and somebody who is not free. But when you look at it as Maya Angelou does with The Caged Bird, you can really get a sense of what it means to be free and what the difference is when you're not free. And so we've been talking about the Declaration of Independence, and it was our American history, our search for freedom and liberty, and to not be under the power of another country or under the power of a king. Back in those days, at the time that we had the Declaration of Independence written, and it was written by which president? The third president, Thomas Jefferson, that's right. And when was it ratified? When did everybody come together and decide that we would have this Declaration of Independence? On July 4th, 1776, which is why we call it Independence Day, America's birthday, our very first day as a country. We declared our independence because we felt our founding fathers who decided this said we are not going to be part of Great Britain anymore. We are going to be our own free nation. And so they made this declaration to the world. So we're just reviewing those things that we've already learned and sharing with your families. So we've talked about when in the course of human events, so when throughout history it becomes necessary for one people, the colonies, to dissolve, to get rid of the political bands, the government bands that connected us with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle us, so that we were separate from England and equal, and that we don't need anybody's permission to do this. We're assuming this through the powers of the earth, through nature and nature's God, that we are following these laws of nature, that man wants to be free, not oppressed. So they created this document to say to the world. So they say a decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that we should declare the causes which impel us to this separation. So we have to tell the world why we want to do this. And so the first thing they say is we hold these truths to be self-evident, to be obvious, that all men are created equal, and that we are endowed by, and they are endowed by their Creator with certain inalienable rights that cannot be taken away. And among these are life, liberty, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness. The freedom to do the things that we want to do that will make us happy, as long as it doesn't interfere with the freedoms of everybody else. You can choose whatever job you want to have. You may have a boss one day that bosses you around and tells you, but it's your free will to be there, and it's your choice. And so you're consenting to that. And so we want a country where we can have those freedoms. So let's say the Declaration of Independence up to that point. When in the course of human events it becomes necessary for one people to dissolve the political bands which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station to which the laws of nature and of nature's God entitle them. A decent respect to the opinions of mankind requires that they should declare the causes which impel them to the separation. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Nice job, everybody. Now, I know you're probably already going on and saying the rest of it, but we will add pieces as we go each day so that we can review it and you can say it with your families and they can learn it along with you. So school is, obviously we're not meeting at school, so we're going to meet each day on announcements, but you can still come to the school from 9:30 to 12:30 to get your breakfast and lunch or exchange your books for the readathon. And so for the readathon, we did have one change. Now the class leaders are still in 4th place as Miss Marshall's class, in 3rd place Miss Arnold's class, in 2nd place Miss Wilson's class, and in 1st place still is Miss Stefke's class for our class leaders. But we did have a change in individual leaders. So in 4th place now is Taylor. Taylor in Mr. Green's class. In 3rd place, Harshit. In 2nd place is still Quentin, and still in 1st place is Cabron. Quentin, I'm not sure. Can you keep working? See if you can catch up to Cabron or anybody else as well. Keep going. Keep reading. Let's see. We'll probably be sending out an email on Friday that will give you some information. It will be the latest will be Friday, but sometime between now and Friday about how we're going to roll out academics for the next few weeks. We're going over those things right now as a school, and then we're talking with teachers to try to get those things ready. And so starting on Monday, we should have a different plan in place to provide instruction for students. And as always, if you have a question or you need a resource or something in your family, if people need some things, make sure you call me, or during 9:30 to 12:30, I'm here at the school, or email me, principal@hoshoacademy.org, and make sure you let me know if there's something I can do to help you. So for now, everyone is staying at home and staying healthy, staying safe, and make sure you're washing your hands frequently and that you are keeping your hands away from your face so you can stay healthy. That's all we have for announcements today, so let's do our student pledge. I will do the good, I will learn the true, I will love the beautiful, and I hope you have a great day.